In Philadelphia's Kensington neighborhood, City Councilwoman Maria Sanchez is trying to rid her community of prescription opioids and heroin.
When I have 1,200 doctors writing script in this district, that's a problem. It's something that's been spiraling, and now heroin is so potent, you just have the perfect storm.
Kensington has a long history as a heroin epicenter. Now so-called pain clinics have emerged. Fraudulent practitioners overprescribe opioids that are diverted for sale on the black market. It's an area where those addicted to opioids come to buy and use.
Prevention Point is an agency that...
Patrick Trainor is with the Drug Enforcement Administration. He says users here can find some of the cheapest and most potent heroin in the country.
There's a lot of independent drug traffickers. They're all competing for the same customer dollar. That's part of what maintains and keeps the purity levels of heroin so high.
Addicts come to Kensington from far away. With little money, with overpowering addictions, some stay in the neighborhood. Sarah, who didn't give us her last name, is among them.
I don't know, something always calls me back here. My mind just tells me to come back here. I don't want to, and I cry a lot, and you know, it's a lot of guilt. That's the other thing. Like, you feel guilty, and then you can't deal with the guilt, so then you get high to deal with the guilt.
Philadelphia is just a microcosm of a much bigger problem.
Gary Tuggle, who heads the DEA's Philadelphia division, says besides heroin traffickers, they are arresting unscrupulous caregivers who overprescribe opioids.
These are all practitioners, doctors, pharmacists that are out for one reason and one reason only, and that's to make money. And those are the ones that we go after criminally, not just to take their licenses, but to put them in prison.
Young girl just died. Overdose.
He's not responsive at all.
Drug overdoses are now the leading cause of death among residents.
This year we're on track to have more than 1,200 deaths. And if anything, the problem is not only not slowing down, but it's accelerating.
Opioid addicts living on the streets like Anthony, who didn't give us his last name, are struggling to find help.
Like, you go to drug programs and 70% of the people in there don't have drug problems. They just want to get the housing, they just want to get the place to live, they just want to get away from the winter. So the actual people that need the drug treatment are stuck out here on the streets. Like, I've been going to this place up there, Prevention Point, every single day for 2 months trying to get help.
And they won't, you can't get it.
There's no beds available, no beds available. Come back tomorrow, no beds available.
I think if I was to get any better, I would need like very intensive treatment. But they don't really offer that, like, once you're in this position. You know, you get like the minimal. They don't really like drug addicts, you know what I mean?
When people enter these binges, they're not going anywhere, right? It is all about the next fix. And for some of these folks, it's, 10, 12, 15 fixes a day. So they're not going to leave to come back. They're on these binges and many times not ready for treatment. If they're going to be ready for treatment, they need to be with their families.
Without more treatment options in Kensington, the neighborhood's addicts walk a dangerous path that will lead to more overdoses and more deaths. Chris Simkins, VOA News, Philadelphia.